The coronavirus preventing millions of people from getting to work, and Congress is trying to get money to all of those affected. We keep hearing about this check being sent to a number of Americans, but politics is getting in the way. Tracy Potts has the latest from Capitol Hill now on what's being done.
Sheba, the issue here is that Democrats aren't convinced if Washington gives money to your boss will actually give that money to you. We're talking on average $3,000 for a family of four as soon as next month. A vote on this failed yesterday. Lawmakers will try it again today.
A vote scheduled for this morning may now happen in the afternoon on phase 3 of Washington's coronavirus rescue plan. $1 trillion for small businesses to pay workers who aren't working.
Our goal is to get relief to Americans as quickly as possible so that families can get by.
If you're a small business, you'll get 2 weeks of cash flow to pay your workers.
But Democrats want guarantees that owners can't reinvest the money into their companies, leaving employees without paychecks.
This bill was disgraceful.
Large corporate bailout with no protections for workers and virtually no oversight.
Our nation cannot afford the game of chicken. This is, Mr. President, a national emergency, not a partisan opportunity.
5 Republicans will be missing from today's vote. 4 self-quarantined, plus Kentucky's Rand Paul, the first senator to test positive for COVID-19. Meantime, President Trump says the government's sending hundreds of thousands of medical supplies.
We are trying to focus those shipments on the most critical hotspots in the country.
Not nearly enough. It's not fast enough. We're way behind the curve.
We're about 10 days away from our public health system not being able to support coronavirus patients.
Ohio, Louisiana, and Delaware have now issued stay-home orders to keep the virus from spreading.
And today we're expecting new guidelines from the CDC allowing workers who've been exposed to get back to work sooner, in 1 week instead of 2, if they wear a mask. More on that today.